everybody, to the Single and Stiletto Show. I'm Suzanne Oshima, and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach at Dream Bachelor and Bachelorette. I'm also the founder of Single and Stilettos. Today we have on our show Tinsley Bradford, and she's the author of The Settle Free Dating Method for Women. And I'm so excited to have her here today because today we're talking about that dreaded question, why are you single? And how you should answer it. So before we jump into her awesome tips on this, Tinsley, I would love for you to tell our audience what provoked you to write this amazing book.
Yes. Thank you so much, Suzanne, for having me. I'm excited to be here and giving you tips on this subject. The Settle Free Dating Method for Women, a no-nonsense advice guide to remind you that you are more. I wrote that book because I care about women settling for less, including myself. I feel like we deserve the world, if not more. And that has to do with not just relationships and dating, but friendships. What we choose to do is our career, the type of people we have in our circle, what type of food we're eating. If you're not happy with your pasta, give it back to the waitress. I'm all about settle free. I wrote it because I care and I want to make sure women are not just living a mediocre life, if you will.
I think that's a great point, but I also want to add, I don't think you're also saying, though, be a pain in the ass, right?
No, not at all. I think that it's all about not necessarily that word a lot of people use, being a diva, if you will.
Right.
It is actually just making wiser choices when choosing your mate and other things. You know, if you're seeing signs of stuff up front, and you know it's not a good fit for you or your lifestyle or your family, you got to be very, very careful with proceeding with something like that. You can see those signs. They're there. So make wiser choices instead of saying, it's okay that he had that cocaine in his bag. No, it's not.
Right. Or it's okay that he just flirted with that woman right in front of me. No, it's not okay. Okay. So let's talk about this dreaded question, because every woman out there that is single has had this question asked to her, whether it's on a first date. I think I mentioned this to you, Tinsley, is I was watching this reality show, it was on dating, and the guy shows up on the first date and he asks her, so why are you single? Worst question ever, but you know, everybody hates getting that question, but can you give the ladies some tips on a great way to answer that question without getting defensive and being like, what are you asking that for?
Absolutely. If the guy is single, a lot of times I'll, make a sense of humor and go, well, before I tell you, you got to tell me, because you're single too, right? Why are you single? And then that's kind of like adding a little humor to it, because you're now reminding him that, okay, you're asking me, but why are you single, dude?
We're in the same boat. Hello.
Same boat, and then you can approach it in a way where you're honest. You just let them know you've had some relationships that didn't go great, and you wanted to make sure right now that you don't just jump in head first without making sure that the relationship or the person who you're getting ready to spend possibly the rest of your life with is a good fit for you and your friend and family. People always have to realize, ladies, when you're dating someone and you choose that guy and he chooses you, he becomes a part of more than just you. He becomes a part of your circle, your friends, your family, your life, your job, everything. And are you able to really, really, really identify with 100% certainty, which we all are never really able to, that he's a good fit for your life? Are you willing to go forward with that? So I always say, make sure you're honest. Let them know you're just not jumping in fast anymore. You're taking it easy now. And you're going with the flow to make sure that this person and you are gelling well. And it's a good fit and you're feeling it, both of you, not just one, both of you. That's a way to talk about it, because that way he'll know, okay, well, I don't have to worry about this woman bagging me up against the wall, and asking me, hey, marry me. We've been dating for 3 months now,
Right. Exactly. But I like how you preface that to come back with a little sense of humor, because it kind of takes the seriousness out of it and takes the pressure off, and it'll make him laugh too, right?
Yes, exactly. Because he can say, you know what? That's true. Me too. And you guys kind of talk about your nightmare experiences together and laugh about it,
Exactly. Because ladies, Tinsley, don't you agree that if a woman comes back and goes, well, the reason why I'm saying, if you come back with an attitude, that's going to be a huge turnoff. He's going to be like, well, no wonder she's single, right?
Yes, you don't want to come across as a bitter person that's broken over it. You just want to come across as someone who learned a lesson and you're like, now I'm going to do things a little differently. You can also say, I've been so busy with so much, and it's not always good to offer excuses, but you can let them know I've been working on some projects that's had a lot of my time, and dating just hasn't been one of them, but I'm happy to be here with you tonight. I made time for you because I'm looking for that significant other, and you have a lot of qualities I like. So I make time for you, buddy. Hopefully I won't be single for long.
I like how you said that, though. You kind of turned it into a positive, right?
Yeah.
About you're lucky and I'm here with you and blah blah blah. But those are really some good tips. So, do you have any other tips on how a woman can address that she's single? Like, I want to give you this example because this happens a lot, and I think this is actually funny. So, let's just say she's not out on a first date; that she's actually at a holiday gathering with friends and family, and that notorious aunt or relative says to you, but you're so pretty, why are you single? Oh my god, people think like that's a compliment. That's not a compliment. That's like an insult. It's basically saying you're so pretty but something's wrong with you because you're single. So how should a woman answer that at a family gathering to someone who says that to her?
Right. I know it's easy to feel socially awkward because we're single and so many people make you feel like single is such a horrible thing. But I mean, just like with the guy, you have to like use everything with a positive personality, laugh it off and go, auntie, whatever. I'm single right now because I choose to be. I'm not going to just settle for anybody. I love y'all too much to bring any old crap around here. Flip it and make sure they know that you are dating. You're not just sitting at home lonely and bored and pitiful. You just haven't found Mr. Right who you're comfortable bringing around Miss Auntie. If Auntie gets this old sorry guy around, and she's going to be talking about that too next. So you want to make sure that the person you're dating is a good fit for you and your family. Just remind her, but thank you for the compliment. I got my hair done yesterday type of thing. You're going to flip that subject from focusing on your singleness to I love y'all, I care about y'all, that's why I'm not bringing any crap around and I'm still single. I am dating, so don't worry about me, I'm okay. And yeah, I am cute.
I like how you did that, is that you really added, a sense of humor to it, but also it's kind of saying, I have high standards and also I know you do, so that's why I don't just bring anybody around you, right?
Absolutely. You have to make sure you remind them that, okay, you're calling me out in front of everyone about me being single yet again. I'm going to let you know that I'm single because, you can probably look around the room and see a couple of people who probably need to be single still too, but that's another story,
Exactly. We won't get into that. That's a whole nother video.
Don't beat up on them in front of the family. We'll let them slide. But yeah,
awesome.
Flip it to a positive.
Exactly. I love these tips. So, Tinsley, tell our audience how they can find you in your book.
Yes. So my book is The Settle Free Dating Method for Women. And to make it simple, just visit TinsleyBradford.com. Everything is on my blog, the website where you can order my book from there. You can also order a few of these cute t-shirts I got on. I want to show you. I love showing this t-shirt. I am more than just some pretty feet. Women are more. The back of my t-shirt says my website. It also has #SettleFree. So you can always remind yourself when you're posting comments about these jerks, some of them, not all of them, you just say, I'm living a settle-free life. #SettleFree. Thank you, Suzanne.
You're welcome, Tinsley. And thanks, everybody, for joining us on the Single and Stiletto Show. Our show is available both in video format and podcast format. If you would like to view the videos, you can go to singleandstilettos.com. If you would like to get the podcast, you can download it from iTunes. If you would like to get our free ebook on the 3 secrets guaranteed to attract any man, and it's based on scientific research, you can click right here on the video, or you can go to singleandstilettos.com.